So how does Airbnb model actually works? You don't need to own an actual property to get started. And this is called rental arbitrage, short-term subleasing. This is widely being used here in Dubai. You rent a long-term unit and then you list it on Airbnb or booking.com. Your nightly income will be your profit minus your rental, minus your management fees, minus your cleaning fees. Yes, it's legal in Dubai for us to list our first apartment in Airbnb. So you need to apply for license in DTCM. Basic stuff that you need from the owner will be his NOC, his actual title, his DIWA that's under his name, passport, and EID. You will send those documents. Everything is actually done online, and from there you will get the actual permit. They will review all those papers that you will be needing from the owner, and you will have to pay a fee, but it's not going to cost that much. There is a figure for 1 bedroom and a studio unit. If you are actually new and you're starting to do this business, I would advise for you to tap onto the apartments that's actually located in JBR, JLT, Marina. Anything that has views is money. So for any short-term rental, if you'll be getting anything that has sea view, that has lake view, it's easy for you to get booked. There's a lot and thousands of apartments in Dubai that actually offers this subleasing, and some agents, they would really going to tell you the owner would actually allow the subleasing and short-term rental onto this apartment. Sometimes there's difference in terms of rent, because if the owners knew that you will be doing a subleasing onto his apartment, onto his unit, they might increase the yearly rates, and that's understandable because you're doing an actual business. When you're finding an apartment, find something that actually has near accessibility to metro stations or bus, because most of the guests, they love something that is accessible for them. Next will be a clean building. It should be an inviting building from the time that the guests arrive. It should be clean, and the landlord must agree that you're doing a short-term rental. Make sure that you ask for negotiations, because most people, they will ask you, it's going to be 150,000, but there's always a chance for you to lower down the rent. Most investors, they do this take on summer basis. So setting up your space, it's important that you set an actual theme for your apartment. There are thousands of people who are offering this type of business right now, and the ones that makes more booking are the ones that has a unique kind of experience on their actual apartment. Two people might be having a same apartment in JLT or in downtown, but one offers a panoramic view with jacuzzi on his balcony. Then people would most likely going to book that apartment. You have to upgrade. You have to upgrade and make some ideas about how you can stand out from the competition. It's very easy when it comes to starting the actual rental business. You buy linens, you buy blankets. So for us, we buy most of our items in IKEA. It's easy and gives you an actual classy look. I believe that if you put a local touches onto your apartment, it's gonna stand out and gives more a bit of a personal touch. So most apartments here in Dubai as Airbnb is being run by companies. So somehow, and some guests, they love the feeling of their escaping to a new home in a different city, which is the vibe of Airbnb of what it really means. And somehow in some of the city where all company are actually running, these kind of touches has lost. So you can put like Arabic coffee or dates, anything that makes the guests feel welcome. You can also upgrade your photos, because it's really important. 90% guests book an apartment depending on the photos that they see. So your first impressions is very important when it comes to the apartment that you're wanting to show to your client. My advice is to use a minimal function pieces. If you will go bold, make sure that you gonna make an actual statement. Marketing, titles, and keywords, because this is very important when it comes to algorithm of the Airbnb. Respond fast to inquiries. This will boost your visibility when it comes to putting your profile up to the search page. Most people, they reply after an hour, after 2 hours, but for us, we normally replies in 1 minute. So for me, I don't like a client just waiting. And if I am traveling around the country and if I book an Airbnb, I appreciate if my host would respond to me right away. And that's really important. You have to see how you want it to get treated and apply that into your first apartment, and for sure, guests will love you. I think. And for the reviews, Airbnb is famous for giving that personal experience for every guest. Don't get shy to actually ask for reviews from your clients. And for us, we normally have a template that we send to the clients, like a positive goodbye message that will lead them to give us a 5-star rating. Just somehow, it gives them psychologically that they will give us a 5-star rating by us giving them an actual good rating as well. So you do that all the time because your reviews could make a really big impact if a guest would book your apartment. For me, if I'm booking any host, I would always make sure to read their reviews first before I make a decision. So yes, it actually helps for your algorithm.
So this is my profile for one of my investor that has an apartment on JLT, and he had me list the apartment that he has there because they don't have an actual platform. Somehow I had a lot of reviews already that I accumulated, so he actually had me to list this actual apartment. So as you can see here, so this is where the photo tour, so you'll put all the photos here. And then on the listing editor, so first that the Airbnb will ask you after you put the apartment is you will put the title. So we had luxury high floor stay lake view because we need to emphasize the view of the apartment of the guests that they would be expecting. Then on the pricing tab, if we will be opening this, you will see a nightly price. So that's 350 to 1,022. That means you can change this. In the normal days, the rates will be 350 and it can go maximum nightly price to 1,022 dirhams. And I set all of my apartments on a smart pricing. Smart pricing means it automatically turns on if there are stuff that's happening in Dubai or nearby your area. So Airbnb tracks that and it increases your pricing high if there are a lot of people or there's a lot of demand. Then here you can set your discounts for weekly, for monthly. So we do 15% for monthly discount as of the moment because of summer, but sometimes we go lower. It depends on the desired profit that he wanted to actually get. So what are the important things here is on the pricing, you have a possibility or way to reduce the price to at least 200 dirhams. It depends to you if you wanted to get booked on that night. On availability, you can put either 1 night booking and you can also change this to 3 nights to 2 nights. Some people, they do 2 nights, so it will be cheaper cost when it comes to the cleaning because your cleaning somehow is your expenses. Then you put your number of guests and then your description. Description is highly important that you thought thoroughly what kind the apartment that you are trying to showcase. Somehow the keywords that we had input in here, the clients are actually looking. So if a client goes to Google and says that one Lakeview apartment in JLT, somehow there is a chances that our apartment would show up onto those fields. And yeah, what else? Amenities, you make sure that you complete all of them because clients are looking into this as well. Yeah, and the location. So somehow that's the actual screen view. That's the overview of the Airbnb. That's the overview of what are the important things that you need to look on when you're first listing your first Airbnb.
Next will be your operation. Hire a reliable cleaner. Your guest return will depend on how clean your apartment is. So it's really important that they just don't clean the apartment, but they meticulously check every corners, hairs, molds in the bathroom. So these are very important when it comes to creating an experience. Automate replies. What I advise is you can do an automation of your response, so it will be a lot easier. There's a lot of templates that you can do on Airbnb settings for messages, and you can just completely send them once an actual inquiry comes. Use a self-check-in process, enable for you to have no stress. Some guests would love to check in at 12 midnight, and some guests would love to check the middle of the night. So it's really important that you still give them an experience. At the same time, it would not stress you out. So you can either install a keyless door lock in the apartment that will give them a password. Some people do a lockbox, which is sometimes a bit confusing, my experience. For me, it's more advisable for you to install a keyless door. That way it will be a smooth process. So what are the mistakes to avoid? Don't rent in the buildings that has anti-Airbnb management. There are some buildings that will not allow you to do this kind of options into their buildings. Make sure that you reply to your inquiries as soon as possible. Don't let them wait for the next day. Don't ignore your guest communication. This is your lifeline. When they need something, you need to reply right away to provide that. And start small. I knew that some of you a lot of money and wanted to go all in when it comes to investing on this type. But what I believe and what I had learned, it's important that you diversified all of your portfolio or apartments. You can do this model in Dubai, you can do this model in Asia, in Bali, and in Vietnam, where apartments are like 600 to 700 dirhams AED per month with a nice water views. So thank you for watching. I hope you're able to get some informations and makes a lot easier for you to start the actual Airbnb. I would love to see you on my next video where I will be breaking down the details of Airbnb application on smart pricing when it comes to pricing your apartment. Thank you so much and have a good day.